New combos are arising on the PTR. There are some new synergies that are occurring that are gonna make for some pretty cool and pretty dynamic games in the near future. For those of you unaware of the PTR changes, we'll go through some of them in the course of this video, but there are plenty of videos talking about all of them. For now, let's talk about some new synergies that are occurring, and we're gonna start with the support category. Now, the supports were nerfed. 3 out of the 4 supports were nerfed because, well, all of their ult charge times have gone up, which is super important to supports because their ults are some of the most powerful in the game, especially Ana, who used to get hers very quickly. Ana's nano boost no longer actually gives someone a speed boost, and Lucio heals less now when he amps it up. So with these nerfs, you'd expect supports to be much worse than they were before, but I assure you there are some new things that are going to occur that I think are going to put supports back in their place. Let's talk about them. First of all, Soldier 76 was buffed. He deals a lot more damage now. His bullet spread has been increased a little bit, but when he uses his tactical visor, he now reloads insanely fast. You basically have infinite ammo when you're in your tactical visor. It's crazy. This plus his damage boost, I think will make both Zenyatta and Ana still very good. Let's talk about Zenyatta first. Zenyatta's Orbs of Discord received a pretty hefty nerf, from 50% damage increase to a 30% damage increase on discorded targets. However, with this new Soldier 76 buff, I think his Orbs of Discord are going to be very valuable once again for taking out tanks, because if you think about it, Soldier 76's damage was increased along with his bullet spread. Bullet spread doesn't matter as much on tanks because they have such large hitboxes, so it's pretty much a direct upgrade to Soldier 76's tank killing abilities. Combine this with one of Zenyatta's Orbs of Discord, and you can take out a tank very quickly. In like one magazine and a few bursts and a few headshots, you can take out a full health tank super quick and very rapidly. Given that we're in a tank meta right now, I can't see why people wouldn't try to run this combo. Zenyatta plus Soldier 76 is going to be pretty powerful in my opinion. The only reason I can see them not running this combo is if they want to run an Ana instead, because Ana's nano boost no longer gives you a speed boost. You really need to change which heroes you put it on. A Reinhardt won't be nearly as good because he won't be able to simply run into the enemy team and chase them down because everybody has the same move speed. So Reinhardt won't be able to catch up to anyone. Reaper will still be pretty good, but it won't be nearly as effective as when he used to Death Blossom and dance around at top speed because of the nano boost speed boost. Now he will be pretty immobile still while he's Death Blossoming. So these two combos, while both still being probably effective, will be significantly reduced. But Soldier 76, oh boy, with his damage increase and his ultimate, which is ranged and doesn't require too much mobility, nano boosting a Soldier 76 in tactical visor does a lot of damage and can take out a huge amount of enemies. And since he can target who he hits and sprint and heal all at the same time, he can selectively take out a few enemies on the enemy team, and then the rest of your team can mop them up. Another combo I think that will bring Ana and make her still very good in the meta. Widowmaker was also recently buffed, and I think she's going to see a lot more play now as a very niche pick in the game. She probably won't see as much play as when the game was first released and she was kind of broken, but I still think she'll see a good amount, much more than she has been previously. With her seeing more play, I can see some new combos and synergies arising as well. One of them is once again with our favorite Omnic, Zenyatta. When you discord someone and Widowmaker can now fire much faster than before, she can take out tanks and squishies and pretty much a lot of different targets very rapidly, and you don't even need headshots. If you land those headshots, you're going to take them out that much faster. I really think with all of these high burst damage heroes coming in, Zenyatta's Discord orb is really gonna just shine. It's really gonna be good because the current meta seems to be people like to heal. Healing is just so powerful right now. You need so much burst damage to take someone out. Sustained damage is bad. That's why Soldier 76 has been bad. But by buffing his damage and by buffing burst damage heroes and anti-tank heroes, you're going to be creating some powerful combos that will hopefully define the meta. Going back to the Lucio nerfs though, I can safely say Lucio is still going to be an amazing support. The fact that Ana was nerfed and her nano boost no longer gives a move speed boost just makes it so Lucio is that much more powerful to combo with her. Now, Lucio can save his speed boost to speed boost the nano boosted target, which should help them immensely. I actually think by nerfing both of these heroes, they made a little bit more synergy between them because they kind of require each other now a little bit more than they used to. Now let's move on to the big buffs that happened on our tiny hero Torbjorn. Torbjorn, I think, is going to see some play. Maybe not at the highest ranks, maybe not at pro play, but definitely more play than he was receiving before. And I actually think there's one combo in particular that will be on some people's radar. Now, this combo existed before, and it's actually not any better now. It's probably a little bit worse because Nano Boost was nerfed, but Torbjorn was buffed. So if we see him more, the Nano Boost plus Molten Core combo could become a thing. When Torbjorn goes Molten Core, he becomes powerful. He deals a lot of damage, gains a lot of HP, and is definitely a threat to be reckoned with. Throw a nano boost on him and a turret down somewhere, and you have an amazing zone control tool. Anybody within the range of a nano boosted Torbjorn and his level 3 turret will get shredded very quickly. Torbjorn can just run around wrecking havoc on entire enemy teams, and I think this combo is almost enough of a saving grace to make Torbjorn more viable at higher levels of play. Now you have to change his playstyle a lit. Most people play Torbjorn wrong. They kind of just sit and babysit their turret. When you really want to be using your primary and secondary fire as well while protecting your turret, you need to mix everything up. But I think with some changes to Torbjorn's playstyle and this new synergy that occurs, well, not new synergy, but the synergy that is now made more aware to everyone, I think Ana plus Torbjorn could potentially be viable because it also prevents flankers because of Torbjorn's turret. So I think this synergy will work pretty well. The next big hero that received some big changes was Deva. Deva has 100 more HP now, so she is a much stronger frontliner than she was before. This means she doesn't really replace Reinhardt, but she is good at soaking up a lot of damage. And if you didn't know it before, people who soak up a lot of damage but don't die very often are great to synergize with Ana. Deva is great at getting to really low HP, then defense matrixing and backing off, and then Ana can heal her to full, meaning Ana could potentially still get her ult pretty quickly, even though its charge rate has been reduced twice in the past 2 patches. Regardless though, I think Ana plus Deva could become a thing, especially with the Zarya nerfs coming in. However, I do not think this synergy actually is good. The synergy between Nano Boost and Deva is what I'm talking about. Now that Nano Boost no longer gives a speed boost, Deva just seems like she's just going to run around and do almost nothing. She's just going to run around and be very hard to kill. That's all I think Deva will be with Nano Boost, because the old speed boost used to make it so she could move faster while firing, and even though she moves a little faster while firing now, she still moves slower than she did before with Nano Boost. So I think the Nano Boost Deva synergy has actually gotten worse. So if you're going to run these two people, try to run a soldier, maybe that Torbjorn pick I was talking about, or some other new hero to run with Ana. Speaking of new heroes to run with Ana, Winston has always been a good hero to Nano Boost as long as he's not ulting. He can be a huge disruptor, and when you Nano Boost him, he deals a lot more damage as well, and with his already high mobility, he doesn't really need the move speed boost that Nano Boost used to provide, so that synergy is still there. You can still Nano Boost a Winston. It works very well. Another combo that I think was good before and existed before, but is now more prevalent once again, is McCree plus Zenyatta. McCree received an indirect nerf when all ultimate charge times are reduced, because High Noon is arguably the worst ultimate in the game. So if every ult takes longer to get, McCree suffers the least because his ultimate was the least relevant, meaning him plus another hero that doesn't rely on their ultimate too much, Zenyatta, will be very good. I know Transcendence is very good, but Zenyatta can charge it up so fast by dealing a lot of damage, so I don't think this nerf will really hurt him too bad. But Zenyatta with an Orb of Discord on someone and McCree shooting at that person, I think is still going to be a very good combo people should consider. It's not new, but it still exists, and I think it'll be a little bit better than before given the current nerfs and meta. Before we go, I'd like to talk about some new counters that I guess occur. Not that they're really that new, but they're more prevalent now than they were before. Pharah has always been weak to hit scan weapons. He's always been weak to Soldier 76 and McCree, but with the new buffs to Soldier 76, even though Pharah was changed a little bit, arguably buffed, arguably nerfed, Soldier can now shred Pharah, and she is terrible now. She gets shot out of the sky so quickly, it's ridiculous. Even with a Mercy pocketing her, she still gets shot down very quickly. Even Widowmaker was buffed, meaning Pharah is in a very, very weak spot right now. So I really don't recommend running her in any situation. Hopefully these combos and synergies and that one counter I gave you are helpful to you all. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below. It really helps me out a lot. It gets my videos out there a lot more. And follow me on Twitter if you like my content. That's @LoneHawk with a 0, not an O. I'll see you guys all later. Lone Hawk out.